You boys look like a weird heavy metal band.
Yes, we are a band.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you play?
Symphonic, post-apocalyptic, reindeer-grinding, Christ-abusing, extreme war, pagan, Fennoscandic metal.
Right. Really interesting.
What is up, everyone? DJ Anubis
and DJ Neko
here with you on the Melodies podcast with our month-end review of the best metal that I've heard this month in rock. Man, usually it's just metal right now. I haven't really heard too many rock albums yet, but due to Neko's suggestion, instead of waiting the entire year to kind of go through and have her actually hear something, we'll take each month and we'll sit and we'll go through. I'll be privately playing the music for her just because we run into a lot of copyright issues with some bands and stuff like that through the labels because they just don't want us putting them on YouTube. It's just how it is. Yeah. That's. I mean, sometimes it's not a problem when you're not being monetized, but when you're trying to make money at this thing that we do, it's a little more trickier. So, but we'll talk about it after she's heard the music and see how she feels about the song. Then, of course, when we get towards the end of the year, stuff that ends up being on my best of list, we'll kind of go back through. But the albums that we listen to aren't necessarily ones that end up on my best of, but they are the best ones I've heard for the month. So
then are you just going to go through and start keeping a list of what we've reviewed, and then at the end of the year, like pick out of them? Yeah,
so basically stuff that I've listened to. I've already got like a couple from last month that are going to show up in my, which I think I had three. Like we had Blackwater, Holy Light, what was it? Ruins of Battleground. So those ones,
the Ruins of Battleground.
Yeah, so those will end up on my best of. But this month there were some good records, just nothing that I think is going to end up on my best of. Could change, and there might be favorites for you. So be sure to let me know if it's something you want to hear more of that you can go listen to. Because if you want to give your own input towards the end of the year, we can do that as well. I know you do like Blackwater, Holy Light, but you haven't heard the entire record.
Where did we put
it's over
it?
there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
If I turn a little bit more, it's right next to 311. That was a fun night, 311.
Yeah. But again, this like last month, there's 6 records that I pointed out. I think that's a good way to go. Is just
narrow
pick
it
out
down.
Yeah. The first one, we have a band called Carrion Vael. They've been around since 2017 out of the United States, Richmond, Indiana, not Virginia. They're melodic death metal. They've had 4 previous albums to this one. This one's called Slay Utterly.
Slay Utterly?
And I think this is the only one that I have that's an actual video of their music, so you get to see the band a little bit perform here. But the other ones I think are just album covers with the music. But let's check out Slay Utterly.
Let's watch.
All right. So there you go. This was Carrion Vael, Slay Utterly.
That's so metal.
Yeah.
That
So metal,
it's
man.
so metal. Like that artwork is so metal. I've never heard this band. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on, if it's his penis that was chopped off or somebody's hand was between his legs and got chopped off. But I dig it. This is my introduction to this band, and I don't know, is this new with them incorporating the clean vocals at the beginning?
I don't remember enough of their past records to really know. I don't think it would be new because usually with melodic death metal, they do that whole
because he just sounded really good. He has a very good clean voice as well. Is it 2 different singers, or I couldn't tell?
No, it's just the same guy.
Okay.
He's just switching.
He had a completely different look when he was doing the melodic voice, like his face changed. Then when he's doing like the death metal growl, he's like, And then that part where he had like the saran wrap on him, that was kind of cool too. So this gets a DJ Neko 8.5 out of 10.
Cool.
8.5 out of 10, and that artwork that's the extra half, because I'm trying to figure out if that's his dong that got chopped off or somebody put a hand through and the hand got chopped off. So,
well, I could tell the guy on the ground he's bleeding out, but like then you're right. The guy that has the sword or whatever
is bleeding.
Yeah, and I can't tell
I can't
is
tell
the guy
if the guy
kneeing him in the
behind
crotch
him.
or what's going on there?
Is the guy behind him, and then is it bleeding on him? But anyway, great melodic death metal. 8.5 out of 10. 2 thumbs up from DJ Neko.
So the second band, this one I've known for a long time. It's a symphonic melodic black metal band called Hecate Enthroned. Enthroned. They've been around since like the mid 90s. Now they released a record in 2019, which I must have missed because this sometimes happens where you lose track of bands after a while, and because before that they didn't have a record
for a while,
since like 2013.
Oh,
so
wow.
it'd been a while. They were, but they kind of go through this thing where they take, like early in their career, they were pretty consistent, like 97, 98, 99, they had records, but then it went to 2004 and then it went to 2013. So they started I don't know if they just had other projects they were working on or whatever, but it's gotten more and more. Now we're at 2026 with their new record, The Corpse of a Titan, a Lament Long Buried. They are very cool.
Of a Titan, a lament long buried. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like the first lyric of a song. A lament long buried.
But let me see here. It looks like they got like 5 pieces. They have keyboards, so it's very much in the old school. They're from the United Kingdom.
You think it's like a Demure kind of sound, or am I gonna hate this?
Well, the symphonic part might be, but their older stuff is very much more symphonic. They used a lot more keyboards back then. Listening to the record now, they've kind of brought some of the other instruments up a little more in their tone and their aggressiveness.
About black metal, it needs to be mixed with something. Usually, for me to like it, there's only been a few. Like I love a bath. I love your shirt. Big goal of mine when we saw a bath at MDF that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Big goal. Super happy. That was excellent.
Actually, it was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was last year? I thought it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, because Nomos played last year too, and it's Forbidden. So I think
it's just the thing is when you get to my age, it's just time.
When you get old, you forget.
Time and we've been going to MDF since I was in my 20s. And I'm in my 40s now, so do the math. How long we've been going to MDF? So you start
since 2009. So
yeah, it hasn't. Was it 2008, 2009?
2009.
Yeah, so we've been going for a long time. So it all kind of starts blending together. Other black metal bands that I like that aren't 100% mixed in with symphonic or death. Absu.
Mm-hmm.
Absu, I like Absu, but I am very particular with my black metal, and I think doom metal. I've never found a band that spoke to me.
Yeah, it would have to be very subtle doom, or maybe more of a stoner groove type of metal.
And I even get a little if you get a little too progressive for me,
wankery
between the whatever it is
between
the buried and me. Is this the same song?
Yeah. So I mean, it depends. But it's surprising that you like Absu because they are very much the very traditional.
They're
black
very
metal.
traditional. But I think when we saw them at Jack's,
no, we saw them at MDF.
We saw Absu at Jack's first.
Mm-mm.
I will bet my life on it.
No, I think we saw them later at Jack's and then saw MDF first.
I would bet my life on it.
Anyway.
Don't make me go back through all my old cameras and all my old...
You should be doing that anyway.
But
Preserving memories.
I do. I'm not, I haven't been as good at taking pictures as I used to be. I want to try like be more in the moment, not just like holding up my camera and, before I had a camera and then now it's all on your phone, but I try to just want to enjoy myself. Maybe take a couple of snapshots while we're hanging out, but like, you and I haven't even taken a picture together in a while. We need to take a picture soon. But anyway, I swear to God, I remember we were at Jack's and I was...
Who was in support?
I don't remember.
See.
I was right up front.
I can remember I have Susan there, but no one else. Yeah, okay.
I was super excited.
I think I know what concert that was, and it would have been because we saw another band that I knew was friends with that I interviewed. And they were another black metal band. Sothis, I think, was there.
That's right. Sothis.
And so I think that might have been the concert that Absu played.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that still came after.
No, I swear to God, because
it might have been.
I was digging it. Of course, a couple of Heineken's in, I'm happy, but I was really digging it. And I said to DJ Anubis, I was like, this guy does not break kayfabe. Like in between.
But you said that at MDF.
I know. But he just like the entire time, and he's the drummer, and I thought he was really cool. And that's why I really liked Absu. I like Sothis too, They're all right. Like, they're good. Something about Absu, though, just really spoke to me. And
well, this band and the next one will be interesting to get your take because they're both long-term black metal bands in the scene. So let's see how this goes. This is called A Gallery of Rotting Portraits.
Ooh, I like the title.
All righty. So there you go.
I didn't hate this. I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really dig is their aesthetic, honestly. And I do feel like anytime you are a black metal band, you need something to tie you together. And the symphonic elements with the keyboards makes a big difference. So that was really, really great. I love the symphonic parts of this. I love the changing vocals, deep vocals, the high it wasn't screams, the high growls, like
yeah.
And
not quite Danny Banshee type stuff.
Yes. And that was an interesting thing because I was doing a little side research that apparently their single off of this album, Gallery of Rotting Portraits, draws from the discovery of a Lindau man, a bog body found in Cheshire, focusing on themes of ritual sacrifice and obsolete devotion.
Mm-hmm.
I would really... So the thing is, even though this may not be like a band that I'm going to put it on repeat and I'm going to listen to it a lot, this is a band that's kind of intellectual with what they're doing. Especially from what they did in the 90s. It says they were more of like a vampy kind of aesthetic, and now they want to get down more into like the earth feeling, and you can tell from their artwork. Yeah, the artwork reminds me a lot of summoning, a little bit Tolkien type stuff. Yeah,
and so
that might be what they're drawing from. I at first thought maybe this is kind of like a Celtic thing, but they are Welsh, so could be a Welsh kind of folklore that I don't know about. I'm just looking at their album cover, I don't know what the right word is. Like the way the words look.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, you said it kind of reminded you a little bit of Celtic looking.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is Welsh folklore that I just don't really know about. But what was really interesting is they're focusing on regional folklore, and it's a Welsh band. And they came from a glossy Victorian vampire aesthetic, and now they're trying to get more grittier into like more grounded, more earth. I like that they're taking some of their inspiration from the goddess Hecate or Hecate,
yeah.
or I don't know how to pronounce it. And
maybe they can help me because sometimes they do respond pretty well on social media. So maybe if they see our posts,
could you just
give us
pronounce
the
your
pronunciation
name
of this? Yeah.
So what I really like about this band, even though the sound itself is not like something I'd pop in every day and put on repeat, this is a very intellectual band that really takes their aesthetics seriously. They've really put a lot of thought into their sound. They put a lot of thought into what they're putting out there. They're drawing inspiration from things that mean a lot to them. Now, this is going to get a split kind of review from DJ Neko because personally, this is kind of like I'll listen to it every once in a while kind of band, maybe like a 6. But because I really just reading about them and seeing their artwork and seeing what they're doing, this is a meaningful band. So if you are a black metal fan, and if you like symphonic black metal, I know not everybody else does, but if you are a black metal fan, you're really going to dig this. And their aesthetic, apart from the last band, was very straightforward. Like slay, blood, things are bleeding, This is, like a 10 out of 10 for what they're doing. They're taking really
so from basically a song arrangement to lyrical writing, it's like around a 10, but for something that you would listen to.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to it very often.
And you have to keep in mind because she isn't like the biggest black metal fan. So her and I are both, I lean a little bit more into black metal than she does, but overall we're both very much death thrash people. So it's like that's kind of like our main forte.
And when I met DJ Anubis a long time ago.
In a galaxy far away.
Huh. He introduced me to a lot of metal because I didn't know that there were all these offshoots of metal. I thought metal was just like Judas Priest. I thought it was just like the metal people, Slayer, Judas Priest. And he taught me that exposed me to so much more. And I appreciate that because I've learned about bands that I never would have found otherwise. But when I was younger, I was also really, I liked the new metal because I was a 90s girl. But I also like punk. And I think that's why my death metal and grindcore, I kind of lean that way because it's very, very
influenced.
Very, very influenced by punk.
Well, our next band is a legendary black metal band. Been around since the 1980s and from Norway.
Well, that's the only way to do it.
But for myself,
I don't know if everybody has noticed, but I'm wearing DJ Anubis's black vest.
But for me, I've never really been a big fan of this particular band. Now,
but
granted,
you put it on your list, though.
Yes, because, and that will make a lot of the black metal leaders kind of angry because even though it's not going to make my album, it's not going to make my album of the year, but as far as stuff that I've heard from this band, this was something that I enjoyed more than some of the other stuff. And part of that is because something that you and I talk about a lot is about production. Early black metal, the way they recorded back then, I
think they just hit record on a tape player.
Well, it's gritty, it's demo-y, and it's like, that's kind of like what they did back then because they wanted to find that very raw,
unproduced
sound that kind of just
sounds like trash cans banging together,
as they would call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about the new record, Liturgy of Death from Mayhem.
Mayhem is like black metal royalty.
Yes. And so obviously I would never dismiss them or anything like that because of who they are and their influence on the genre itself.
A frog on a cross.
A frog on
Look at the back towards the right. Is that a frog?
Oh, yeah.
On a cross?
It is. And with the upside down cut.
Right. This is the stuff that I really I enjoy with with metal bands because they do love their artwork and they put a lot of thought into it.
Well, we're going to check out the song Aeon's End, and
Okay.
then we're going to talk about it once we're done. So prepare yourselves.
I'm ready.
All right. So Mayhem.
Listen, I am never, ever going to say that Mayhem is not like the granddaddy of black metal. I'm not, they deserve the respect, but it's just not my taste at all.
Yeah, she was about a minute in. She's like, yeah,
I was
no. But that's the thing that makes your taste so odd, because to me, this record has a bit of a better sound production and setup than, say, Absu does. Absu does that very thing where they take a lot of the old sound of, like, you know, grittiness and stuff like that on their records. And but you like that part of it. So I guess it just depends on the band, and pretty much also
Sometimes like it's like the whole mixture. Like,
yeah, you stated that
vocals,
like seeing them live sometimes changes your mind because you find it entertaining. Like, you know, like I can't.
and I've always been entertained by Immortal. Like,
Right.
I cannot, even
Right.
though it's not something like, it's not going to be, I'm just going to pop on. I will watch Immortal.
Yeah, because they're just kind of goofy. and
You know what I
funny.
mean? I will watch Immortal on YouTube. I will watch Immortal. I don't always pop a Immortal CD in my CD player or record on my record player. It's something about like the total package for me. And,
The
you know,
total package.
there's been bands that, you know, we've seen live that were a perfect example, because Oxygen Destroyer is just amazing anyway. I love that style of music, but the way that they incorporate all the kaiju, and then they have the Godzilla stuff playing in the background, and a lot of times the setting is a little bit more intimate, so you can have a screen and you can have a bunch of people watching and rocking out at the same time. I think for me, like, I never have been a big fan of black metal, and for Mayhem, I know everybody loves Mayhem. Mayhem, they're from Norway. It's the black metal. I haven't seen them, and if I have, I don't remember them.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so for me, I don't have like that personal connection thinking about Mayhem, and it's really hard for me just to listen to black metal. You have to give me something. You have to really like that. I think that's why like Demue is so demonstrative, and their music is so complex, and you know, their music videos are so cool. That's kind of where I am when it comes to black metal. You have to really give me some kind of I don't know, like, I don't want to say mixture, but I want a variety. I want a depth layered into the black metal.
Well, and you like symphonic a lot, so
I do, because I
Immortal, Dimmu,
I love
Emperor,
keyboards.
they all have the keyboard
I
work
love
going
organs. You know, Phantom of the Opera is like my favorite musical. So, and that entire thing is just organ music, right? Like Phantom of the Opera. So when you give me Dimmu Borgir and you have the keyboards and the organs and the big show, and I think that's also another thing with me with bands in general. Like, I worked in theater for so many years. I like the big show. I mean, remember Amon Amarth? Like, just with the giant boat, and everybody's like doing the rowing, and then King Diamond and the like cemetery gates. Like, that's what I really like. I love a big show. We saw Judas Priest, I don't know how many times. And even though it is Judas Priest is like, you know, heavy metal, they went out. Rob Halford's changing his outfit. He's riding out on his motorcycle. He is just singing like I mean, I swear to God, they could play in Vegas. Think about it. They could have a Vegas residency with their show. That's kind of where I think black metal misses me, because I want the big crazy scene. I want layers. I want extra. I want to see a show. And black metal doesn't want to do that. Black metal just wants to play and be dark, and you just sit there and watch them. And I think that's why.
Unless it's like black thrash or something.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm talking strict black metal. And that's why a lot of times it just doesn't hit with me. So again, aesthetic wise, they're a good 8. But for me, this is like a 4.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to listen to this ever. Sorry, Mayhem.
It's all good.
Sorry,
it's all
Mayhem.
Good.
I know
it's all subjective.
You're the granddaddy of black metal.
The next band is a one-man project, which actually just last month we talked about another one of his projects, Tempestuous Fall.
Love the one-man projects.
So Dissipator, who has done this project the longest, this is going back all the way to 2008 to 11, with Midnight Odyssey, ambient black metal. And
I like the name.
Normally, Neko would not be as into it because a lot of the songs are very long, generally. But this one is only around 6 minutes. It's actually
6 is good. I can do 6. I can't do like 23. But he's done a lot of interesting things with this project, covers and stuff like that as well. But I've always enjoyed a lot of his stuff, even if they're long. It's kind of like, again, it's more of the Ruins of Beverast or Summoning, where the songs are long, but they're very epic and atmospheric in nature. So if I just want to play a video game or kind of daydream, this is the kind of music I would do it to, because it has like a certain feel. Like if I wanted to write a movie, some of this music would be like around it as used for it. And I think a lot of people, relate like you are. So you're listening to the music. Maybe you're at work and it sucks and you need some ambiance, and you put this on and you're like, okay, feel a little bit better.
All right, well, let's check out A Distant Cold and Distant Oracle. That's what it's called.
The song A Cold and Distant Oracle?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's doing her.
I'm doing my thinking face.
Her thinking face. So there you go. The Cold and Distant Oracle, new EP from Midnight Odyssey. I can say I do enjoy this, but not as much as her last record from last year, Master of the Nebulous Reach, which she actually, she wasn't crazy about it, but mainly because, again, it was a long song. And so that's really like, she can hang with you for about 5 or 6 minutes, but once you get beyond that, it's kind of like, okay.
You really have to hook me. Really have to hook me. This is good. Again, what the hell?
Did you fart?
No, it was like a little fly or something. Did I fart? I'm a lady. Come on.
Yeah.
I like this. Again, there's different things in this song that has complexity and layers, and I like that. And I hear what you're saying when you say you can just zone out, listen to this music, and play a video game. Get zooted and enjoy recreational things. I don't know how they feel about explicit.
I don't think that good.
Oh, anyway. So for me, again, this is something that I don't know if I would reach out myself and pick it to listen to, but if I heard it, I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to, this is nice, leave it on. That's how I feel. And I think that's really important as a band, because if you can get somebody listening to your music, if you tell me you're kind of like a black metal influenced symphonic, post-apocalyptic, Christ abusing, bring to your grinding.
Right.
You tell me you're that, I'm like, maybe I'm not gonna listen to it. But if you pop it on and I'm like, oh, nice, this is cool. I'm digging it. So, sorry, I'm not farting. It is my chair, and I'm getting comfortable.
I am not a cat.
I am not a cat. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
Good score.
I really enjoy people who are, one-man projects. I didn't like, there was a little bit something weird with the keyboards at the beginning, which was starting to turn me off. So if I had turned this on and listened to it myself, I would have turned it off. But because I was listening to it with DJ Anubis, I'm like,
seems like Forster.
I'm gonna give it, I'm giving it a chance. But then it built and built and built, and the vocals were great. And then there was amazing keyboard work towards the end, and like this beautiful ambient sounding music in the middle. That is like why I think it's an 8. One part of a song doesn't completely destroy my opinion. But again, it's the beginning of the song, and if I would have turned it on myself, I probably would have been like, fast forward. If you don't like I don't know what the exact term is, but like the keyboards were at the beginning just kind of like droney, right? Like that was a little too much for me. But it
didn't really grab you, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So like as the song progressed, though, it got more complex and there was more interesting pieces, and then the keyboards got fantastic. So that is, if you're thinking about listening to Midnight Odyssey, I would recommend. I'm going to give them a solid recommend.
All right.
8 out of 10.
Well, we're going to shift gears for these last two bands. They're going to get back into death metal, which is one of our favorite fortes. The first band is a band out of Talara, Peru.
Oh, nice.
Called North Profaned, and they're kind of a young band. Their first record came out in 2020. They're a trio, and their new one's called Incantation. That came out this year. So here's a little look at the interesting cover. Not anything super crazy, but either way, when I was listening to it, I was like, I'm digging this. I'm digging this.
Okay.
So we're going to take a moment and check out their opening track, Invoking Evil. So
Invoking Evil.
There you go. North Profaned.
First impression, like I said to you while we were listening, again, I've never heard this band, and I think they're really great. They're a death metal band. They're very straightforward. It's a type of music where if I would go out somewhere and you're just playing metal music and this is what I want on in the background, like, this is it. This is great. It's perfect. I did find, because we just listened to a super complex, multi-layered, longer song, that I was saying to myself, and they're different too, so I have to keep that in mind. I was like, I think I kind of like the last song more than I like this song, but
then you'll find yourself listening to this song.
But I'll find myself listening to this song more often than I would find myself.
Well, I think
listening
that's
to
the thing too.
song.
Like the last song, like you said, it challenges you a little more with the different arrangements, and even with the keyboards and everything. It challenges you a little more to pick out some of the more interesting aspects of the song's arrangement.
It's a little more technical.
But these guys, they're straightforward death metal, very old school feel, even with the vocal work, but the riffs are cool. And I'm probably the same way though, because like, even though I love Midnight Odyssey, I will probably find myself like in my car, if they came on one after another, I'd probably skip Midnight if I wasn't in the mood and just go straight to this one, because it's just
that's it. I think Midnight
different type of energy altogether.
Midnight Odyssey strikes a mood, whereas my mood is always death metal. So like if I don't have that like moodiness in me, or I'm not seeking out a complex, intellectual, diverse, multi-level song, then maybe I am just gonna stick to my death metal roots. This one's also an 8 out of 10, I think. And I'm not saying, the Midnight Odyssey is better than what is their name?
North Profaned.
North Profaned. Sorry, I apologize. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. They're both very different. What I'm saying is you're gonna, as a person, you're gonna be in the mood for Midnight Odyssey and you're gonna be in the mood for North Profaned. And if you're me, who is always in the mood for death metal, I just naturally kind of gravitate to North Profane. And I love that DJ Anubis introduces me to different music, because I'm not going to naturally gravitate to Midnight Odyssey because it's kind of like, on my outer limits, or it's not something that I'm going to listen to all the time. But I appreciate listening to it and then hearing the complexities and hearing that. But they're apples to oranges, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. There are things I liked about both songs, and that's why like they both need to be an 8, depending on your mood.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I land with that. Good, excellent. It's going to be where I feel for the day. Am I feeling a little bit more, straightforward death growly, or am I feeling like I need a little bit of ambiance in my life?
Which leads us to our last record.
Okay.
It's a 2-piece death metal band out of Germany.
Love it.
They are called Slaughter Day. And
all right, I love everything about this.
the record's
Everything.
called Dread Emperor, and they've been around since 2013, have 4 previous albums. I do believe I've heard them before. I just couldn't really place them, but I really enjoyed the record for this month. This is probably my favorite of all of them, outside maybe Carrion Vael might be up there as well. But as far as what I did listen to, these were like my 2 favorites of the month in terms, but none of them I don't think are going to make my best of the year. But either way,
For all of them, you don't think they're going to make your best of the year? Or
No,
you
no.
Still, they're kind of like
they're good, but they're not
runner-ups.
great. Like,
Okay.
like
I
wouldn't-
kind of feel that too, because I haven't hated anything, but it hasn't like given me
best of vibes. Yeah.
Well, not even just like
But then again, you've only heard like one song, so it'd be harder for you to kind of judge the entire record over just a
But-
song.
just think about like the first time you heard a favorite song and like where it felt in your heart. And it could be even just any type of song, any type of genre. In your heart, like this is a favorite song. So if it's not going to hit, and I haven't given anything like, I'm giving them high marks, but nothing has been a 10 yet.
Mhm. Well, let's give this a whirl. Let me make sure I get the name of the track right. It is called The Forsaken Ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So definitely Neko was feeling this.
There were many parts where I was like, yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes. Do the yes dance. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Let's do the fork and the garbage.
Oh my God, my arms look terrible. Ew, your vest makes my arms look terrible.
Hey.
Ew, I hate
So
it.
there you go. Slaughter Day, new record, Dread Emperor, and The Forsaken Ones is the name of the song. All of these song or bands you can find on YouTube if you guys need to check them out. Obviously, we would love to be able to play it for you on here, but just like we said, copyright issues. It may not be an issue with the band themselves, but a lot of times the labels that they're on just give us a lot of headache about it. And YouTube is a bitch when it comes to copyright. So,
I mean, Slaughter Day, I think out of everything I've listened to has been my highest rating. I'm giving it a 9.
that's fair because that's about where I would have it. Like it's close to being a perfect record, but it's not quite there to make my best stuff list. Yeah, I may change my mind later in the year if I listen to it some more. But
and then sometimes a second listen really does that to you.
Yeah, it's definitely at a 9. It's really good stuff. It's probably the favorite of the bunch this month, which is why I left it last.
You saved it for me because you knew I'd like it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so again, not a bad month. Some good stuff in there. I have 2 records for next month that are already ready that I've heard. I just wanted to kind of keep it simple, around 6 albums a month. But I've heard the new Solosis as well as the new Exhumed, and they're both incredibly good records. So
I do like Exhumed.
Yeah, we've seen them. They're fun.
I love Exhumed.
They're on tour right now, actually, with Nomos, some friends of ours, and Oxygen Destroyers with them as well over there on the East Coast. So if you get a chance while you're over that side of the planet, check them out. It's a good concert to see. A lot of good music there. But yeah, that's it, folks. That's pretty much our top picks of the month. Like I said, towards the end of the year, we'll
break it down more.
We'll get the ones that I stuck to me the most, and I'll actually probably try to.
He'll throw some more stuff at me.
Yeah, I'll try to get her a little bit more involved before we do our final show of the year for best of. But final thoughts. But as always, like and subscribe. Tell us your thoughts. What do you think about these records? Have you heard them? Did we miss anything? Like, there's a lot of music out there.
Yeah, there's too much music out there.
Granted, I did hear some other albums during the month. It's just that these 6 were kind of like the ones that stood out the most to me. But if you feel like there's something I might have missed or I need to check out, let me know. I'll be glad to go and search it out and listen to it.
I would love someone to reach out to you or us and say, hey, check out an album and give us your true thoughts about it.
Yep.
I actually think there's going to be a metal album that's going to be released in March or April that you don't know anything about the band. And I'm going to purchase the album and let you listen to it. And I want your thoughts. And
yours and who, me or them?
You, Anubis. And I believe that this band is not on a label. So we might be able to do like a listening party and let you listen to the songs.
Well, if it's not on a label, we might be able to do it actually on video, which would be kind of cool.
That's what I mean. So I'm going to purchase the album once it becomes available. The name of the band is The Devil Pegs Me Outside of Camden Yards.
That's the full name?
Of the band.
Fuck. Okay.
So once I get the album, we're going to either put it on the record player because I don't know if they have digital downloads. They're very,
normally if they have a vinyl or something, it usually comes with a digital download.
Very, I want to call them grassroots. Like,
is it metal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've heard some of their songs.
Okay.
And you would dig it. They're kind of like a word of mouth band where it's kind of how I've heard about them, and they're like self-releasing. So it's not even with a label. They're self-releasing.
Do you know them?
I don't know them personally.
Okay. You just know of them.
I know of them.
Okay. Well, don't tell me no more. I want to be surprised.
Okay.
But for the rest of you, give us your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe as always. We appreciate the support here at Metal Time Radio. And we'll see you next month, same time, same channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
See y'all later.
You see me for